Nearly, come on. No way, 990. Oh my God. I was one little century away. Oh my goodness. Right, it's coming. It's coming. Right, grab him. Right, that was pretty quick. That's good. That's good. Come on. This time. So you get more points for the larger enemies, the ones that are obviously harder to knock out of the off the platform. But to be honest, I don't really think it's not as difficult as a lot of the ones I've done. There's not really that many tactics needed. Just whack everyone really and kind of hope for the best. Seems to be the way I'm doing it. Just keep whacking everyone. Come on, that's it, it's gotta be. Yes! Get in there. Get in. Woo! That leaves us just one more challenge to do. Awesome. Hi everybody and welcome to another mid-week Ghetto vlog. So the clip that you've just seen was me putting onto the shelf some of the stuff that we recently picked up, some of the bits that I grabbed in Cardiff, and also getting one step closer to the God of War Platinum. We're going to be discussing that trophy and of course these shelves a little bit more in this episode, because the reason for another midweek vlog is I've got to crack on. As much as the shelves are looking fantastic and I'm really happy with it, the room itself is still an absolute nightmare. There's still games and stuff everywhere, and I'm getting very close to going on this once in a lifetime trip, and I really don't want to be coming back to this room being the state that it is. So yeah, it's still very much all hands on deck to get this room looking better than ever. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to crack straight on with that. I have got a parcel coming today, which I'm very excited to show you guys. I've actually got something coming on launch day, which is unlike me, but I really want it in my collection. So hopefully the Amazon person will be here before too long. But yeah, let's get straight back into the Williams. So if you saw the last midweek vlog, you'll kind of know the state of play and you'll know where we're at. Now I want to get PlayStation 1 put in. This to me looks like the perfect size. I genuinely haven't checked it yet. It is. That's brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna run PlayStation 1 the full way across. I've got that big box Tekken as well, which I'm hoping will fit in that gap. Yeah, I think it will, you know. Right, let's see if Tekken fit in there. That would be beautiful if it does. Sadly not. It's just too tall. Well, it's considerably too tall. I forgot that this Tekken box is actually bigger than a standard PS1 game. So we're gonna have to get back to the drawing board on what I'm gonna be doing with Tekken, although, oof, look at that. Look at that. I'm not sure if it's going to live there or work there, because obviously whatever I run from here all the way down might need this here, but yeah, potential. Right, so the first thing I've got to do is get all my PlayStation 1 together. So when I first sort of thought about revamping this room, everything was in nice neat piles, everything remained in alphabetical order, but all these weeks later, the amount of moving that's right on cue. That happens on a daily basis, and over time, everything's become amalgamated, mixed up, pushed to the side. There's piles of PlayStation 1 down here. There's piles of PlayStation 1 in here. There's more down there. So yeah, I'm going to begin the laborious task now of just getting all my PlayStation 1 in one place, in alphabetical order, and then I'll show you guys the fun bit of actually getting it put on the shelves. Right, so I think that is all of the PlayStation 1, although there's probably a few more hidden somewhere that I'll inevitably find. These here are all the brand new ones, so this is all the stuff I've had piled up since we've last done a Ghetto montage. So yeah, there's some decent stuff added to the collection, but a lot of these have still got to be cleaned and de-stickered. Right, so yeah, clean up, de-sticker, get them all in alphabetical order. Okay, so that's done. However, the inevitable has happened. I was thinking I'm sure I've got more PS1 games and they're all still down here on this shelf. But at least these are already in alphabetical order. So yeah, I'm going to get all these pulled and then let's get them on these shelves. All right, I think we're maintaining the search for perfection. I think that looks great. So that's this whole sort of bottom section done. If you didn't already know, if you've not been watching, these two sections here are going to remain somewhat empty because there's speakers here for my surround sound, and there's also plug extensions which are running through the back. So I need access to these. I'll probably just put more trinkets and things I want close to hand whilst I'm sat in my preferred gaming seat. But yeah, very, very happy with that. But it's now time to turn our attention to this section, which has been a little bit neglected comparative to this side, I've got to admit. But we need to bring it into line with this. So I have got to create these shelves down here so that I can continue the PS1 on this bit. There's not many PS1 games left on the overflow, but still. But I don't have to do it exactly the same because we don't need to keep the bottom section empty here. So whilst I like continuity, there's still no point in wasting space, and this could be potentially some idea as to where the Tekken game could end up down here, maybe. Also, going on from the ENIAC sleeves, I'm going to switch these around because I think they'll look better facing the other way because you won't see the spines from this side. But we need to implement Lego sleeves and only on PlayStation sleeves, so I'm going to try and figure that out as well. Not really got a plan as such. I'm just going to do a lot of trial and error, and yeah, I'll get it looking as good as I can. Now, upon first glance, it might not look like a lot's changed here, but it has been quite time consuming. So the first thing I did was get rid of all the Xbox 360 that was still here. That's still everywhere in the room. I'm not even thinking about 360 just yet. I've inevitably found a load more PlayStation 1, just like I said I would, so we're gonna have to put that into these shelves yet again. I've spun all of the ENIACs around. They do look better facing that way. And I've also brought this shelf into line, which means that we can now look at potentially getting only on PlayStation sleeves put in. Now I'm thinking I might actually switch this up a bit. I might put ENIACs there and put only on PlayStation sleeves here, because there's what, 10 is there in the set? 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, there's 10. There's less than 10 ENIACs, so we might just switch it around a little bit. Let's just see how it looks. I must say, sometimes I do impress myself. So that's worked out brilliantly. We've got the perfect amount of artwork on display for the ENIACs. And yeah, the only on PlayStations looks so good. Now, if anybody's got the full set out there and also has billies and wants to do something similar, let me save you a lot of time, a lot of trial and error that I've just had to do. In order to get these lined up pretty much bang on, you want to line them up so that you can just see the A and the Y of PlayStation for the most part. So you see that there, AY, AY, AY. That is how you pretty much can get them equidistant and have, yeah, the similar amount of artwork on display. The only thing I would probably normally do is put Spider-Man at a slightly more angle. He's probably not as angled as the others, but that's because I've got these things, right? That keep the shelves in place there. so it's just stopped me from going slightly more angled, but I think that looks great. Really happy with that. So in terms of like PS4 sleeves now, it's just the Lego sleeves I need to sort out. And obviously I still need to get all the Xbox 360 collector's editions moved, but again, we're not talking about Xbox 360. And that should be the full PS1 set. I'm hoping there's no more stragglers that I've missed. But yeah, that's looking pretty good. We've also got a nice bit of space with which to grow there as well. So the only thing that's still annoying me down here is there's too much spacing with the Pulp Fiction figures, and there's too big of a gap here. I've given up hope that Kid Robot are going to release another series, and there's only a handful of these that I don't own yet. Some of the rarer outfits and stuff, I'll get them eventually, but it's nowhere near enough to fill this. So I think what I'm going to do is start on the Mega Man Kid Robot. Obviously with them also being Kid Robot minis, they're exactly the same size, they look the same. So yeah, I'm going to begin the hunt for the Mega Man Kid Robot, and that should hopefully allow me to sort of like fill the gaps, because I do love this mini shelf. I think it looks so good. And yeah, I think the full run of Mega Man minis will just sort of help me to fill this. There's still quite a few Pulp Fiction ones I need as well. They rarely come up, but there's definitely enough space there to have the full set. So yeah, I think that's a plan. But we're gonna take a small break from Games Room Tetris because Amazon have been, finally. I've got to be honest, it doesn't seem like the best packaging. I hope the box in here is okay, because this might be something I end up displaying. I guess we'll find out together, won't we? Let's do it. Let's see what's in here. I said earlier in the video, this is a rare day one purchase. I'll show you what it is and then I'll discuss it. Condition wise, oh no, it's battered, man. I knew it as well. I knew. Right, anyway, so it's the God of War 20th anniversary limited edition DualSense controller. My initial hype's been a little bit dampened by the fact it's completely squashed. Look at that. Completely bowed out at the bottom. Clearly that packaging's not good enough. I'm gonna have to jump on the Amazon chat. That's a shame. Anyway, that aside, right, we'll park that because I want to discuss this. So, like I'm sure a lot of you guys, I watched the, what do they call it? What's the PlayStation version of a Direct? State of Play, is it? A lot of us on the Discord watched it together. And when I saw Kratos pop up and that kind of first thing, I thought, oh, God of War, what's happening? So I was thinking, I know it's the 20th anniversary. I was thinking there's something special happening. Myself and a lot of other people were thought it was a little bit anticlimactic. Nice to see a controller, but at first I thought it was a bit safe. And when I looked online, that was the general consensus as well, that it was a bit sort of boring, a little bit safe. I'll see if I can open this without having to rip it or damage it. So generally a little bit underwhelmed, because I'd kind of hoped that they were going to do like some sort of like remasters of the original trilogy or the original 4 or 5 games, or some sort of like compilation of God of War stuff. I felt for like what is probably now Sony's flagship franchise, I was hoping they could have done a bit more for its 20th anniversary. And initially the controller didn't really inspire me. I thought it was a bit safe, I thought it was a bit boring, but as time's gone on and I got over the fact that they didn't release the compilation of games, or they didn't even release like the shell for the PlayStation 5, because I think that would have been nice if there was like a God of War PlayStation 5, because that's a modular design now, right? I got over that, and the more I looked at this, the more I started to like it. I do like white controllers, I collect white consoles, and its simplicity actually won me over, if I'm being completely honest with you. It's nice to get hands-on with it though, so let's take a look at what is in here. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm happy to see that. It's not actually white, it's off-white. I don't know if it's going to pick it up on camera. I'll put it alongside the standard one, which I've got here. You can probably see better, look. It's like his ashen skin. So I do like that about it. It's actually a lot better in person than the images that I saw online in that initial advert. I actually really like it. So I knew that they'd done that, I knew that they'd gone to there. And obviously that's the markings that you've got on Kratos' face. I'm really happy that I pre-ordered this. I pre-ordered it for a couple of reasons. One, I'm obviously a huge God of War fan. Two, I only have the one PS5 controller, and if I'm being honest, the thumbstick on it's a little bit dodgy anyway. I'd like to play a lot of games 2-player with RG Junior, especially as he gets older and graduates to sort of like more adult themed games that we'll be playing together on the PS5. I really like it. I really, really like it, actually. I'm really glad that I pre-ordered it. I like the fact it's got the God of War 20th anniversary on the back. It's not specific to one game. It's just sort of like all-encompassing of all the God of War games. This, to me, what I really like about this, obviously everyone's mind's going to go to their own place with it. I don't go to modern Kratos with this. I don't think of it as bearded Kratos, this guy beside me here. I think of this as old school aggressive Kratos, like Kratos 1 through to Ascension. That's what I think of when I see this. And yeah, it's so much better in hand than the sort of images do it justice online. So yeah, very, very happy with that all in all. And you know, to finish my point, what I was saying, I've only got one controller. The 75 quid, I think that's what standard price controller costs anyway, right? So you might as well buy one of these, and you never know which of the PlayStation 5 controllers are going to sell out, which ones are going to be hard to come by in the future. It's kind of a guessing game. So I wanted to grab this now so I don't end up paying more for it in the future. And yeah, like I keep saying, very, very happy that I did, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to have to obviously contact Amazon because being a collector, it's something I might display in the box. But let's test it out, shall we? So there's one more challenge left on the challenges of Olympus on God of War 3 Remastered. So let's see if I can get it done. Right, so I was talking to Craigie B when we went to Cardiff, and there's a technique to this. So if you block, you get turned into stone quicker. And if you try and grab them, they always try and just turn you to stone as opposed to attacking you. So that's apparently the technique. So that's what we're going to try. Seems to be working so far. Problem is, once you're in stone and you get hit, you're pretty much dead. So it's alright being turned into stone, you've got to get out of stone quickly. And you don't want to get caught doing this either, because it's very easy to die. Right. Okie dokie. Where is she? Where is she? Right, what are we on? 6 already. We're doing alright, man. The technique seems to be working. Oh, it's so easy to get killed though, isn't it? Right, where are they all? Ah, you see that? You see that one drop hit me while I was in stone, and that's it. That's all it takes. Ah, I don't want that. Ah. Ah. Yeah, go on then. I'll do. No, just as I was coming out of it. Ah! This one is so tricky. Right, that's 2. Ah. Don't want that. There we go. Yes, I've just about got away with that. Ah. Quick, quick, quick. Yeah, we'll take that. Come on then. Yes. Yes. Yes, come on. Quick, quick, quick. Yes, just about got away with that. Go on then. Yes, 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 yes. Right, how many's that? 7. Okay, come on. I think this is the best I've done. Oh my god, it's so frenetic. It's all happening. I don't want to kill him. Oh, a couple of green orbs won't go and miss though. I'll take that. Oh my gosh, what is happening? It's too much happening. It's too much on the screen. Yes, 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 yes. Oh no, don't do that, don't do that. Ah, how'd you get out of bloody photo mode? Right, what is it, 2 more? 2 more, come on. Oh, it wasn't him I wanted to kill. Quick, 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 get away from the edge, get away from the edge. 1 more, 1 more, 1 more. Come on, 1 more, come on, stay out of trouble. That's it, right? Am I? Yeah, yeah, yes, yes, Yes! Where's my trophy? There's my trophy! There's my trophy! Woohoo! That's it! That's it! Yes! Every challenge of Olympus done! Woo! Awesome. Okay, so just to make you guys aware of where we're at now, we are 1 trophy away. So basically, the way I do it, I'm no professional when it comes to platinum trophies. We're going to take a look at that actually shortly, but I like to engineer it so that I've got all the trophies, so I just need to finish the game to get the platinum. I don't like finishing the game, doing the story, and then doing cleanup. I'd rather do all the cleanup before the end bit. So all I've got to do now is finish the game, beat Zeus on title mode. I say that, apparently it's quite difficult, but that should pop the platinum. But yeah, very, very happy to have all of them done. Get in, thank you, Kratos, 30th anniversary controller. Done. Right, I've put it off for long enough. It's time to sort out Xbox 360. Now, the reason I've had such trepidation about doing 360 is because of how much of it I have. I have so much, and to be honest, I'm not going for a full set. And whilst I love the system, I enjoy collecting for it, I need to slim it down, right? We've only got so much space to work with, and yeah, I need to sort of limit it to sort of things I enjoy collecting, so rare and expensive stuff, and things I actually want to play. So that's pretty much my parameter. But before I start making harsh decisions about what stuff I'm keeping and ultimately what I'm going to have to sell, I am going to start by mapping out what collector's editions I want on these shelves. Once I've got the collector's editions in, then I'll just build it up with games around it. So yeah, let's get some collector's editions put on these shelves, shall we? Right, now as good as I think that looks, and I really do think it looks great, I love some of these collector's editions, and I'll always have them on display in the room. Sadly, Fallout's got damage to the front, that's why we can't display the window. I think it still plays pretty good like that though. And in terms of BioShock, I just need to trim the trunking behind here, and then that can be pushed back so it's in line, so ignore that. Got the nice sealed Street Fighter X Tekken. Be nice to have it forward facing, it's really nice artwork, but that leads me into my next point, right? As good as all this looks, there is not a lot of space for Xbox 360 games at all. So either I'm going to have to make some very harsh decisions with what 360 I collect, or keep, should I say, or I need to find a spot for some more of it somewhere else in the room, even if it's just hidden out of sight. But yeah, I don't want to detriment the display for 360, and we can't use this shelf because that's a Blu-ray size shelf, not a DVD size shelf. So yeah, might be time to start going through the 360 and just seeing exactly how much of it there is that I feel an attachment to. Right, so I've been sorting Xbox 360 for what feels like forever. These two piles here are definite keep. This is sort of steelbooks and stuff I've not had a chance to look at yet. Greatest hits not had a chance to look at yet. This is the maybe pile that I need to sort through later on down the line. This is the happy to get rid of pile, so it's decent sized. These are all sleeve covers, steelbooks, not had a chance to look at them yet. Now if you think I'm doing pretty good and making decent inroads with the 360 collection, let me just take you round here. Yeah, this is the extent of my 360 problem. So, but whilst I'm not going to get all of this sorted out today, I do have enough here to at least get some games on the shelf, just to give me an idea of one, how much space I'm going to need for the rest of it, but two, how sick it's going to look when it's all on the shelves. So it's the next day. I ended up in here till the early hours of the morning, getting carried away, playing games, all that good stuff. But it did mean that I got a lot done. So let me quickly show you where we're at. Now, straight off the bat, I think the most positive thing for me after these few days of working on this is it's starting to feel like I've got my room back. It's starting to feel like a room. There's obviously still a lot to be done in here, but by getting so much stuff on the shelves, I have cleared a lot of floor space. I can somewhat comfortably use it, and that was very much the plan for this episode, to be honest. As much as it was important to get things, as always, perfectly put on the shelf, I had to try and get this to be a usable room again, just to function in here, and that'll make everything else easier going forwards in terms of getting the room better than ever before. So the Xbox 360 has gone in. Like everything, these are in no order. There's all sort of like the same games mixed up in here. They're not in alphabetical order, nothing like that. Everything will be locked in further down the line once I know exactly what the layout's going to be. But it does give us an idea. Let me know what you think about the Xbox 360, by the way. For me, I love the console, I love the games, and it makes sense with the kiosk. I don't think it looks bad by any means, but it's just a lack of uniformity. I think because everything else on these shelves is so uniform that this just, I don't know, it just doesn't quite fit the vibe. I'll live with it for a few days and see how I feel. Theoretically, what we could do is remove all Xbox 360 and put it on the other side here. So PS3 is going to predominantly live on the other side. There's a full William and that Billy behind the Astro City. That could house PS3 and probably Xbox 360. There's also going to be a lot of space created down here once we're all said and done. But yeah, all in all, really happy with what we've managed to achieve. A lot more games off the floor, a lot more games onto these shelves. And I'd love to hear from people in the comment section that thought this was a mistake, thought this was a bad idea, thought I'd, you know, ruin my games room, so to speak, whilst we've still clearly got a lot to do. Let me know honestly if you think I've won you round, because from where I'm standing, it'd be hard to disagree that these shelves look damn good, right? I also want to point out, while it might appear that progress has stalled with the Astro City, there's a lot going on behind the scenes with that, and I will be getting more stuff and adding to it and showing you guys the progress of all that on a future episode. So yeah, keep it locked for that. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. Even though it's early in the morning, that is it. That's going to do it for this week's midweek Ghetto vlog, because I'm heading out. I'm going out game hunting, doing some really fun stuff. You guys should see that on Sunday. So yeah, keep it locked to the channel. If you want to support myself and the channel even further, there will of course be a link to get involved with the community, the Discord, all the great stuff the Ghetto Gang have got going on in the description below. But yeah, like I say, I'm very much happy. I think it's very much objective achieved for this last few days. And I don't think we need too many more of these now to not get the room done, but get it mapped out, right? Get everything off the floor, get everything relatively in its place. And then we can sort of like really start honing in and perfecting it and doing all the little tweaks that take a long, long time. And that's what it's all about, right? There's no rush. I love this part of the hobby. So yeah, the more stuff I've got to do in here, it's certainly not a bad thing. I just need to get it to a certain point before I go away, because this once in a lifetime trip that I keep speaking about, for me, real time recording right now, is very, very close. And as much as I'm excited, I feel like a kid at Christmas, I've still got so much to do, right? It's non-stop trying to get content for you guys. So as I said, there's no break in the schedule. And so that I'm happy with everything once I get back. I want to be able to open this door when I get back and feel like I'm back in my happy place, not in the midst of what is, to be honest, looking less and less like a building site. But yeah, what hides behind that wall is very telling. But guys, thank you very much for everyone that's been on this journey with me, right? These things take time. It's not an overnight process to chase perfection. So for everyone that's been involved and invested and just been on the 3.0 journey with me for what, the last 2.5 years since we built this thing. Yeah, massive, massive thank you to you all. But as always, keep a lot for post-credit gameplay. Appreciate you all watching, and I'll see you on Sunday. Take care. Right, so something very different for this week's post-credit gameplay, in as much as it's not really going to be post-credit gameplay. This is something I wanted to look at. I've been thinking about my imminent, 4th platinum. As you can see, I've only got 3. And it just got me thinking about other trophies. So I thought what we'd do is we'd take a look at my trophies on the PlayStation 5. Obviously, this encompasses PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 as well. This is by no means a flex. I don't have many trophies, as you can see. This is not a braggadocious one. This is just more so to look at the PlayStation journey in the last, decade or so, to be honest. So, we're going to go through it, get through it relatively quickly and just give my thoughts on each one. So, God of War 3 Remastered, you don't need me to say anything about that. We are 1 trophy away. That should be my 4th platinum. Didn't really give that one much time. Mafia Old Country, that's one that I finished quite recently. Solid 7 out of 10 for Mafia Old Country. I thought it was a decent game. It just wasn't as good as Mafia 2. And I thought it was a bit strange. It almost felt like it was supposed to be an open world game, but it wasn't. It didn't really give you many opportunities to go out there and get collectibles and level up and stuff. I don't think I spent any currency in game throughout the playthrough, but I would recommend it. I thought it was a good game. Resident Evil 3, first Resident Evil game I've played in years. It is what it is. I'm not a big survival horror guy. I enjoyed it for what it was. As you can see, no trophies on this one. I didn't really put any time into it. That was just purely a quick bit of post-credit gameplay. Ha! Catty and Batsy. For those that know, right, this was one I picked up in Amsterdam, in the world's most dangerous CEX. It had a sleeve cover. I just thought I'd grab it. This is an interesting one, because everyone seems to love this game. People talk about this game like it's... I've heard a lot of people say it's their favourite game of all time, which seems extreme to me. I didn't get into it. Couldn't get into it. You know, different strokes for different folks. It just felt for me, it felt very over-dramatised. I'm not a turn-based guy for a start. And the music just felt... the music was amazing. It just became like too much of the same music. Everything was like dead dramatic. It's like you'd walk from one spot to another, and it'd be like the most dramatic French opera you've ever heard. It almost became a bit like overkill, like they overused it. Just my thoughts, don't murder me in the comments. Everybody's Golf, really good fun. One I did a post-credit gameplay, said I'd go back to. Haven't gone back to it yet, that's probably... Excuse me, I pressed the wrong button and went back. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, as you can see, you don't need me to say much about that. I spoke about it in my top 20 games of all time. Absolutely loved it. The fact I put, well over 100 hours in, and there's still pretty much half the trophies to get, says it all. I need to go back to that game. There's a lot of DLC and stuff to play with that. King of Fighters, that was just post-credit gameplay. Wipeout and Medic Collection, I don't think I really played that. Evil West was disappointing for me. That was a real disappointment. I thought it was going to be better than it was. The buttons were weird. The button layout was really strange. It just wasn't for me. Days Gone, got the platinum. Says it all. When you've only got 3 platinums and you've got one for a game, I adore that game. I think it's fantastic. I'd love there to be a sequel. Silent Hill, someone lent me the game. I thought I'd try it out. I've already said, I'm not a survival horror guy. It just wasn't for me. Death Stranding. I just don't get that game. You know them games where you think, you just got to put time into it. I put like 10, 12 hours into it. Didn't enjoy 1 minute of it, right? I just thought, how long am I supposed to play before I start enjoying it? Astro Bot. So which one is this? This the PS5 one? I enjoyed it. Finished the game. As you can see, I didn't platinum it. Do I think it was overrated? Kind of. You know the way people went on about it, like it was Game of the Year? It was alright. It was just a good 3D platformer. I'm not knocking it. It just wasn't the best game I've ever played. I preferred the 3D one on the original PlayStation VR that I played on PS4. Never given Dragon Ball FighterZ a chance. World War Z, not giving that a chance. That's a fantastic collection of games. I played it more on the Switch, to be honest, because I had it on the Switch at launch. I haven't really put much time into it on the PS4. Couldn't get into Yakuza as much as I would love to. Andro Dunos, love that game. Finished that game, but as you can see, I didn't do any of it on the PS5 or 4. It was all done on the Switch. Bioshock. Don't really have what to say about this. I played it for a few hours. I feel like it's a great game. I just haven't given it enough time. I feel like I need to sit in the room and just force myself to play Bioshock. Astro's Playroom, again, more of the same in it. Came with the console. Sayonara Wild Hearts. That's one that I did on a how many games can I complete in 24 hours episode, I believe. Seems strange that I didn't get any trophies, but whatever. I've heard a lot of people say great things about that as well. For me, I found it a bit boring. But things are very different when you do it with the mentality of let's get it done quickly because I'm playing on a how many games can I beat in 24 hours episode, right? It's always very different when you're just trying to get through something fast. You don't always enjoy it. Ragnarok, one of a few that not only have I got the platinum for, I 100%ed it. I went back, got the Valhalla DLC. Really enjoyed the DLC. Great game. It's not as good as God of War 2018. That doesn't mean it's not a good game. It's a great game. 9.5 out of 10. Spider-Man, finished that, last year? But as you can see, I didn't really do much outside of completing it. It's like a lot of open world games, right? When I first started, every area I went to, I thought, right, I'm going to smash it. I'm going to hammer it. I'm going to get every collectible. And for the first few sections of, I think it's Manhattan, I did everything. Got everything. And then it just became, I'm just going to finish the game. And I went through the story. It's a good game. But I don't have any sort of inclination to go back and platinum it or anything. Street Fighter 6, spoke about this. It's just not for me. Outer Worlds, never really gave it a chance. It Takes Two, to be honest, if I'd have carried on playing that, we got so close to finishing that game, I think, even though I only got 12% of the trophies. Me and Mrs. RG, this was supposed to be a bonding exercise, and I'm going to be honest, I think if we'd have finished the game, we might not have seen the wedding. That's more my fault than hers. She's not a gamer. I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to it watching. I was getting increasingly frustrated. I found the experience to be, let's just say, somewhat difficult. So a few weeks went by, we didn't play it, I got rid of it. Mrs. RG did actually want to finish it, but yeah, I was ready to move on. I'd had enough. Forbidden West is one I bought when I first bought on PlayStation 5, but I never got into it. Same with Ratchet and Clank. So these two are exactly the same. I played through God of War Ragnarok, finished it. I just wasn't in the mood for another big game like Forbidden West. I think I was at that point, I was thinking maybe I was going to collect PS5. Picked a couple up, put them in, barely played them. So these are definitely two I want to go back to. Both of them, yeah. I really do need to play both of them. And this is the good thing about doing this, because it's reminding me of games that I really need to play. Devil May Cry 5, I don't even remember playing that. That I downloaded when it was cheap in the sale. Couldn't get into it because I just finished playing Ridge Racer 6 on the Xbox 360. Amazing game, and Heat just wasn't as good. Journey, I've played for it a couple of times on different consoles. That's how many can I beat in 24 hours episode, as was Super Hot VR. If you haven't played Super Hot VR, play it. It's basically John Wick Simulator. You just put your headset on and it's just a phenomenal game. Marvel Spider-Man. Again, we've already spoke about that, right? Ghost of Tsushima, finished it, loved it. I'm going to play the next one soon. When I get back from my trip, I think, because I'm not ready for a big open world game right now. I don't even know what Marvel's Avengers is. I don't know why it's on here. Diablo 3, that was one I just popped in the PS3 back in the 2.5 days, just to see what it was all about. As you can see, I did quite a bit of WWE 2K14. I think I concluded that game in one of my completions, not 24 hours or anything, but more of a like how many games can I complete in a year type thing, because I did all of the WrestleMania moments and stuff like that. Very good game, 2K14. It's in terms of more modern wrestling games. I love the WrestleMania stuff on there and reliving some of the classic WrestleMania matches. Far Cry 5, I think I finished that one from memory. I'm guessing I completed it. Yeah, I enjoyed 5, but it wasn't as good as 3. Neo 2, wow. That game handed my arse to me. I couldn't get past the first screen, right? Yeah, I'm not a Souls player by any stretch. Ghost of Sparta, fantastic game, massively underrated. I finished all the God of War games. I went back and completed them all. But again, this is one I will be revisiting because I want the Platinum Trophy for all of them. Generations is a good game. A lot of the more modern Sonic games aren't very good. This is a great blend between old school and new school. It flips between the two. I didn't put much time into it, as you can see, but it's one that I would. I think this is the Telltale one. This is one that I did actually play with Mrs. RG and I actually finished. I think this is an easy platinum, but yeah, I wasn't trying to get the platinum. I was just finishing the game with Mrs. RG. We got through that without really arguing, so that was good fun. God of War Chains of Olympus. Again, I'd say it's not quite as good as Ghost of Sparta, but the PSP games hold up very well. Those HD remasters. That's one I put no time into. I intend to go back and play that. I spoke about that recently. That was dreadful. I don't need to tell you about Uncharted 4. Really good game. Some of these I'm a bit unsure as to why. It's only saying 9%. I finished that game, so I don't know. But I'd be very surprised if I got through the whole game and only got 9% of the trophies. But anyway, Street Fighter 5. The reason I've got 31% on that, I put more time online in Street Fighter 5 than any other Street Fighter. It was a game that was quite maligned at the time. People hated it. I think on launch it was very bare bones. I actually enjoyed it, certainly more so than 6. I enjoyed the online. I really got into it. I invested myself. That was the one I was determined I was going to get good at. Maybe it was Lockdown. I can't quite remember. But I got to like silver level online, which I'm sure to some people out there sounds terrible. But to me, that was pretty good going. Last Guardian is a game that I wanted to enjoy, but didn't enjoy it as much as I should. The camera annoyed me. I think it was supposed to come out previous gen or something like that, and it just felt clunky. That feels to me like a game that needs revamping. I get confused with the Lord of the Rings games, which one's which. There is one I put a lot of time into, so I'm assuming it's not that one because I don't have a single trophy. Borderlands 3. Borderlands games, I'm going to be honest, I get bored of them. I've tried 2 about 5 times, no exaggeration, and I've got quite far into it once upon a time. I just find it inventory management, right? It just becomes a stressful thing for me. I don't enjoy the experience. There's too many weapons. I'm just constantly checking my arsenal to see if I've got a better gun. Yeah, it just became stressful. I can't be bothered with it. Last of Us Part 2, I finished it. I've given my thoughts on that game a few times. I thought the game was too long. I don't think it needed the final 4 hours or so. And I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but I felt like one of them should have died, right? More people should have died in that. Creed Rise to Glory was good fun. VR game. It's very energetic. It's a good workout, to be fair. Astrobot Rescue Mission. Yes, that's the VR one, right? Fantastic game. Amazing game. That is one that I'd love to see if I could potentially platinum, or what that would entail. I mean, the first thing it would entail is me buying the VR headset all over again, which, yeah, the thought of all those wires isn't really doing it for me. But I definitely would love to revisit that. That's one I'd love to play with RG Junior, if that might be impetus enough for me to set up VR, because the first time you experience VR is magical. And yeah, that was my first experience, and I'd like to see RG Junior's first experience, and I don't think there's a better game to play than that. A Way Out, I think that was a Lockdown one. Me and my boy Big Steph, we finished that. We sort of like reloaded it and did both endings. If you've played it, you'll know. But that's a fun game. Much better than like the other one they did. The one we've just spoke about, the one where I was falling out of Mrs. RG. That's a bit more of an adult one. 2 guys in prison. Yeah, I think that's the better game, personally. I don't remember playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Titanfall, I mean, that must have been just for starting the game, because I don't remember playing that. Wolfenstein New Order, played through it, enjoyed it, good game. Tetris Effect, that was during my VR days. It's trippy, man, but it's good. Could not get into Doom. That is... VR doesn't necessarily make me feel sick, but that game is headache-inducing. I wouldn't advise that. Doom, I actually finished that. I did a lot of it, but I did it all on the Switch, which sounds weird, because it's not a Switch game really, is it? I'm sure it runs better on the PS4. But from memory, that was an early Switch launch when the Switch first came out. And, you know, it's like starved of games, starved of content. I grabbed Doom, played through it. It actually runs really well on the Switch from what I remember. Witcher 3. I spoke about this many times before. Can't get into it. Don't get the hype. I've tried many times. Horizon Zero Dawn. Really enjoyed it. Finished the game. Preferred the first half of the game to the second half. I liked the coming of age story of Aloy. I liked it when she was going through a child and growing up. The game kind of lost me towards the end. The story got away from me a bit, but I did enjoy the gameplay loop. Really good game. You don't need to say anything about that. I think that was in my top 5, was it? Or close to that, in my top 20 games of all time. I've actually thought about platinum in this one because of how much I love the game. And not only because of how much I love the game, but I've probably got the most difficult trophy to get in the entire game. Now, this is a famously difficult trophy because there's a lot of online stuff. Now, one of the trophies online is to get to level 50. That's a real grind. I'm actually about a level 150. When I finished that game, again, I think it was Lockdown, right? Might not have been Lockdown. It came out in 2018. Anyway, I had more time on my hands then than I did now, that's for sure. I committed myself to online. I thought that Rockstar were going to put as much into that as they did into like GTA 5. So I kind of thought to myself, I'm going to get ahead of the curve, I'm going to level up. And it never really happened. The support for it was terrible. There wasn't really many updates. But my point being is I've got the hardest trophy. And I've got a few of those online ones already. So it wouldn't theoretically be as difficult for me to get the platinum as it would for most people. That's one I might look into in the future because it's such a fantastic game. I'd like to replay it, and it's one of them ones that would deserve a trophy. I'm quite happy with my platinums. They're all great games, right? I've not got like Mayo and rubbish like that on here. It's literally games I really enjoy that I want to platinum, and yeah, I want to keep it quite an exclusive club. Don't even know what that is. Legends of WrestleMania, don't remember playing that. Don't remember playing that. DuckTales Remastered, overrated, right? I think people go on about that game because the original on the NES was really good, and then they made it look pretty. But for me, there was too many cutscenes. It was just annoying, and I don't think they were skippable. There was loads of dialogue, loads of cutscenes. It just really got my nerves. Really, I'd rather play the NES version. I think because it's like valuable and there's like a collector element to it. People say it's really good, but it just annoyed me. And the same for Asura's Wrath. That's like a playable anime, right? There's a lot going on. It's way out there. And from what I hear, if you get to the end of the game, you need to like buy DLC to finish it. I don't know. It's a crazy game. Again, it was one of the ones that was really expensive. I bought it on its rise, so I bought it quite cheap. It was just going up. I think it's come down significantly in price since then. Excuse me. Right, Red Dead Redemption. I didn't get many trophies because if you watch my top 20 games of all time, you'll know I flew through that whole game in like 3 days to get ready for Red Dead Redemption 2. Uncharted 2, my favourite of the series, as I think it is for most people. God of War Ascension, underrated game. People say it's rubbish. It's not rubbish, just not as good as God of War 3 that came before it. I think the problem with this one is online trophies. I think this is the only God of War game that's got online trophies. So that's probably one to do. That might be my next God of War, actually, after God of War 3, because you're always in worrying about the servers getting shut down or whatever. So that's one that I might delve into next. Sekiro, I don't know why I bought that on day one. I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I do know what I was thinking. I walked into game and they gave me a nice shiny blue steelbook for doing it. They gave me this really nice steelbook, but my God, I'm not good enough at Souls-like games to even think about it. So I took it back, kept the steelbook. So cheers, Mike Ashley. Resi 2, played it on launch, enjoyed it. It is what it is. Now this is the one that hurts me. This is kind of an annoyance because look how close I am. 87%. It's like, I don't know, there's not many trophies left, right? And it's one of my favourite games of all time. I think it's number 3 on my list. If you watch the video, you'll know. The problem is, I tried to go back into that game to think, oh, I'll just clean up and get the platinum. It's not that easy. It's really not that easy because there's certain things I need to do. Like there's these ravens, which are like little things to collect throughout the whole of the game. And even if you follow a guide, I've completely forgot how to play the game. I've completely forgot what to do, how to fast travel. And then I tried to follow this guide to get these ravens and I couldn't access this certain point because I had to do something else. And it's just not as easy as I thought it was. I think I played it for about 3 or 4 hours and didn't even get anywhere closer to cleaning up one of the trophies. So it feels like it's one of them I'm just going to have to replay it, which isn't a bad thing because I haven't played it since, 2018? I think I'll just have to replay the whole thing and just go from start again and just ignore the fact that, I don't need as many trophies. Last of Us, I played through that. I think I probably played the remaster, which is why the trophies are so low. Classic game. FIFA 17, that was the last football game I put any kind of time into. I actually really enjoyed that. It was my first foray into, not Master League, but their equivalent of it. Always forgot what it's called. Skyrim, you all know about Skyrim. I got a bit bored, right? It's one of them games, I think it was a bit dated now. It's just got a tangent, don't you? You don't get anywhere. You just end up going into caves. It's a great game. In fact, don't get me wrong. I didn't play it on launch. I played it years later. But I'm not, it's one of them. If I played it on launch, I'm sure I would have loved it, but I just didn't click with it enough to want to finish it. Batman Arkham Knight, that's one I'd love to revisit. I enjoyed that game. It's the only Batman game I've finished. Now, I know that trilogy is supposed to be fantastic. I've got the trilogy HD collection and whatnot. So, I definitely need to go into those games. That's something I've been intending to do for a long time. Don't even know what that is. FIFA 16. No Man's Sky. Oh, that's a wound just looking at that. I am one of those idiots that bought No Man's Sky on day one. I bought into the hype. That was a lesson learned, let me tell you. Luckily, I realised it was terrible within about 3 hours, and I took it back and pretty much got the bulk of my money back. Because before long, everybody had took it back to CEX and they were giving peanuts for it. Tom Clancy's The Division. That's actually, I think, my brother-in-law played that online, and I jumped on with him for a bit. I'm not a shooter kind of guy. I'm not an online player, really, so I didn't really put too much into it. Fallout 4, absolutely loved it. I don't think I talk about that game enough on the channel. That was similar to what happened to me with God of War 2018. I've told the story. God of War 3. I didn't really have a hiatus from gaming, but somewhere between PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4, I had a bit of a gap. And quickly, I'll tell you a funny story. I was with an ex-missus. We split up, and on the day we split up, I sold my car, and I sold it for a profit. So, like, it was easy to break up everyone in my life. I had a pocket full of cash, right? And I went out, and I might have bought FIFA 17, a PS4, and Fallout 4. And I put so much time into Fallout 4. It was before I even had an inkling about a trophy. I couldn't have cared less. I couldn't have given any iota. The amount of time I put into Fallout 4, I probably could have got 2 platinum trophies. I did my whole base up. Like, I had my naming lights, I had every vault armor and all the rest of it. I just didn't go chasing trophies. Had I done it now, I would have played it differently. But I had a great time with Fallout 4. When people talk about how good New Vegas is and Fallout 3, I don't know because I never played them. But I loved Fallout 4. OG God of War, again, very surprised to see it so low because I finished the game. This is the Lord of the Rings I put more time into, I think. From memory, I don't know, whatever. Minecraft, that's something me and my mate used to play around on. I never really played it properly. We just used to play in creator mode, is it? We just make stuff. Basically, it's like a big open Lego game, innit? Really enjoyed it. Me and my mate made an amazing city. That was the first, I don't know if I've ever told this, that was the first YouTube video I ever uploaded. I made like this base. It was amazing. It was like a dragon with all like lava going into it. And you could go down underground through its mouth. It was so good. I mean, I copied it all off someone else, but that's not the point. It was really good. And that video got deleted long ago. FIFA 15. So as you can see, I played 15, 16 and 17. Dragon Age. Okay. Not the sort of game you probably would associate with me, but I put a lot of time into it. I really did. That's one of the games I was grinding for. I was like, I really put a lot into it. I tried to like get all the dragon armor and all this, and it was good. It just, if anyone's played Dragon Age, you'll know it's a commitment. They're long games with a lot to do, and I think I just lost interest somewhere along the way. But yeah, this is why this is so good doing this. This is why I'm really enjoying it, because I forgot all about Dragon Age. I forgot I'd ever played Dragon Age. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Grand Theft Auto 5, just played through the game. Obviously enjoyed it like everyone. Again, this is what I don't understand. Why have I shown up? I finished that game, but I don't know, whatever. GT5, don't really remember putting much time into that. I think I've been disappointed with every Gran Turismo game since Gran Turismo 3, A-Spec, to be honest. Sonic the Hedgehog, don't really remember that. Fight Night Champion, amazing game, absolutely love it. I've played through it numerous times. Sleeping Dogs, there you go, look at that. Now, I know you've all heard the story many times about me picking up God of War 3 and Sleeping Dogs. I did loads on that. I even bought the DLC. Again, like I've already said though, this was yesteryear. I had no inclination to get for any trophies whatsoever. I just did everything that I thought was fun. But that might be one worth revisiting, just to have a look at what trophies I need. But there's a remastered version, isn't there? So I probably better just play it again. God of War 3, that's the PlayStation 3 version, so that's why that's on there. Pro Evo. Super Street Fighter 4 at the bottom there. I do play a lot of Super Street Fighter 4, still to this day, but I play it on the Xbox 360, so hence nothing happening on here. And that's it, I think. So that's my full journey. That is all of my 1,071 trophies. Like I say, nothing to be particularly proud of, just my PlayStation journey. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, because I've really enjoyed reliving it. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. And hopefully on next week's video, we'll be adding another platinum there. See you in a bit. Take care. Actually, if you did watch this far, I would really love to know. Ghetto Platinum. Put Ghetto Platinum down below. I'd love to know who hung around long enough to go through all of this with me. So, thanks a lot.